hand out, demanding that I pay the money that I work for. At least that's what you say. But what gives you that power? Who died and made you boss? I'm barely getting by today. I can't afford that loss. So if you don't show some legal obligation that I pay, put your hand back in your pocket.
Well, hello there. I'm Hartwell Broussard, and I welcome you to Help, the program with help and a request for help. The reason help is needed is because America is in distress. If you notice in the background, the American flag is displayed upside down. When a flag is displayed upside down, it is done so as a distress signal. If you wish to confirm that, go to the United States Code, Title 36, Chapter 10, Paragraph 176A. My goal is to help you to understand why America is in distress. And hopefully you will do something to help get us out of this dire situation that we are in. For this program, I will be helping you by showing you Part 8 of the video entitled Police State 3, Total Enslavement, released by Alex Jones. But before going into that, I would like to mention that I used to hold meetings, and I would hand out flyers to advertise the meetings. And I would shop at Walmart. While walking into the store at Walmart, I would hand out flyers to advertise the meetings. And one day, a Walmart employee was waiting for me. And whenever I walked through the door, she asked me if I was handing out things in the Walmart parking lot. And I said yes, I was handing out flyers to advertise a meeting that I was holding. She asked me if I had a permit to hand out flyers in the Walmart parking lot. I told her, no, I don't have a permit. I didn't think I needed a permit. And she said, yes, you do. So I asked the lady, how do I get a permit? And she gave me a phone number to call, which I did. And I talked with the lady on the phone, and I explained to the lady on the phone that I was holding meetings and I would like to get a permit to hand out flyers in the parking lot, not in the store, in the parking lot at Walmart. And the lady on the phone said, well, it's against Walmart's policies. It's like we can't let you hand out flyers in the parking lot. Now, I have a question. How did they know that I was handing out flyers in the parking lot at Walmart? To help you to understand how they knew, I took my camera to Walmart and I took pictures of their cameras. It's their cameras that showed that I was handing out flyers in the Walmart parking lot. And I want you to see those cameras. If you've never seen them, here's what they look like. Those cameras is how the people at Walmart found out that I was handing out flyers in their parking lot. They would not give me a permit to hand out the flyers in their parking lot. They took my rights away from me. What rights did they take from me? Well, to answer that question, let's go to the Bill of Rights. Article 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech. There's number 1. The first right that they took from me is the freedom of speech. I was talking with people. Continuing. Or of the press. There's right number 2 that Walmart took from me. I was handing out flyers to advertise my meeting that I was holding. Moving on. Or the right of the people peaceably to assemble. There's right number 3. I was not running around Walmart's parking lot with the 2x4 hitting people on the head. I was peaceably assembling. I was peaceably talking with people about the meeting that I was holding, and Walmart took that right away from me. Walmart took 3 rights away from me. So what did I do? I took my dollar away from Walmart. That's been years ago that incident took place. And I would like to know how many thousands of dollars Walmart lost in sales because they took my rights away from me. Why is Walmart taking people's rights away from them? In a police state, you lose all of your rights. Could it be that Walmart wants to turn America into a police state? Think about that question while you watch Part 8 of the video entitled Police State 3, Total Enslavement.
Despite government surveillance, citizens' trust of police and public servants runs high. Toronto Globe. When Tom Huppinen takes the bus to class every day, the government knows the stop he gets off on, the stop he gets, knows the stop he gets on, the stop he gets off, and the time he does so. When Anna Komanen makes a call on her cell phone, the phone company not only can record her call, but it can also pinpoint where she is standing at the time she makes it. If she is ever under investigation, the police can use global positioning system or GPS technology to watch her every move, or at least that of her phone. And when Miko Valmakai was pulled over with the traffic for police speeding last summer, they simply punched a few numbers into a database, found out how much money he makes, and fined him accordingly. And it goes on to say they love it. This is what they already have set up. And they say, under the New World Order, this is the UN model, and our country's setting it up right now, the vanguard of this, the Finn system. If you make $100,000 a year, you get fined accordingly. A billionaire in Finland 2 years ago got a ticket. It was $18 million US. I mean, this is sick. My friends, I'm talking 90 miles an hour. I'm showing you all the mainstream news articles. This is 10 times worse than George Orwell's 1984. It is at least 5 times worse than Brave New World. They're setting it up. They're setting it up, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the Army says that everybody's going to accept a chip and that we're going to be in a, quote, hive mind. This is official Army War College stuff. And they're going to get it because they're going to keep ratcheting up the terror, tightening the noose over the decades to come until we're all literally in hive mind. You heard them. Look, it's already happening. They're already setting it up. Total slavery. And And meanwhile, the elite will be running everything. And I'm not the only one saying this. Bill Joy, co-owner and founder of Sun Microsystems, says that the elite are already in discussions to kill all of us, that the future doesn't even need us. He's a contributor to Wired magazine. This guy's a multi-billionaire. He's telling you this. I see articles in Silicon Weekly laughing about this. The little technocrats have to know about some of this because they're involved in it, and they're on these sick power trips. There's a whole future of technology that's been suppressed, and they're greedily keeping it for themselves while using parts of it to totally dominate and dumb us down. Please wake up. This is an emergency call to humanity. This is total enslavement, total dehumanization. The New World Order uses the symbol of the pyramid for a reason. It shows compartmentalization, a tiny elite having the knowledge, manipulating the mass in a compartmentalized strata. But also it's a symbol of ancient slavery, of the slaves building the idols, building the tombs of the elite. It is a symbol of a criminal, parasitic, predator class. It's a joke on us, my friends. And they need this pyramidal structure so that a tiny cabal can control an incredibly complex society. They need their total information awareness network. They need their echelon system. They need their cashless society control grid to give you total enslavement. So this is an emergency broadcast, a transmission to you out there to wake up, humanity. We're slated for the ash heap of history by our own species. Now let's look at some of the examples of law enforcement abuse and criminal activity in the government so you can understand that giving total control over to these people is not advisable because, again, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Ex-prosecutor tells of ties between FBI and the mob, again, carrying out hits and other operations against the American people. U.S. Supreme Court could make Miranda warnings a thing of the past. Oh, now they can use stuff against you without reading you your rights. And to show how insane how they're expanding the scope of crime so they can net more people, cops are now going into bars all over the country to arrest drunks. Gestapo-like tactics prompt outrage, complaints among owners and citizenry. And they're going into nice restaurants, sports bars, and arresting people in Virginia and Austin, Texas. People who haven't even had anything to drink. They don't even give you breathalyzers now. People that are even trying to get in cabs are being arrested. It's, public intoxication. Again, it's about letting us know who's boss. The new economy is the prison grid system.
How do we tell who you guys are without your badge numbers being visible? Man, I feel like I'm in Mexico or Russia. This is great. Except it's not tropical. So there's no way for us to tell who you are. I mean, how do we tell who you guys are? We don't?
You don't need to know who I am, so don't worry about it.
We don't need to know who you are?
Go around, please.
Were you aware that that is a textbook case of a country that isn't free, where the police say you don't need to know who we are? Does that mean the people are a criminal group at large, guilty until proven innocent? I mean, you would want to know who I am. You know the state law of failure ID, where I could be arrested if I didn't have an ID card who I was. But you're saying you won't tell us who you are? Man, I wish you guys were on the border where the thousands of people are pouring across every day, but I guess that's not really what it's about. You guys itching to use the goodies tonight?
All the way around, please.
Hey, you know, it's funny how 5 years ago all the departments got a federal fund for these get-ups. But I don't think it projects dominance. I think it projects corruption. We can't see your badge numbers. What is your badge number, officer? Sir, what is your badge number? Officer. Officer Black. Well, I can't tell if it's a police officer.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, The announcements tell us that if they don't have a badge number, won't present a badge, we don't know if they're police. You've heard about the women getting pulled over, the guy dressed up like a cop and getting raped. But we don't even know if these are police, ladies and gentlemen. We are still trying to find out if you are peace officers. We've been unable to see any badge numbers or names. Is it simply black uniform, GRU, or is it Stasi? Can you tell us? Are you a police officer? Who are you? Are you from a foreign country? I believe you're in violation of the Texas code. Your badge number isn't evident, but you're demanding her ID, officer. You don't have your ID in plain view, but you're demanding other people's IDs? Can you explain that to us? Are you aware of the state law? But I guess it's all about violating the law. You guys violate the law from your higher up orders, but nobody else can. Is that it? Again, the military terminology, the military seizure of America. They call us civilians, and this is the military dictatorship. As corporate America sucks your pension funds and your stock markets dry and imprisons your children, this is the new black uniform of the neo-fascist state. Witness in pain for the Republic. Witness when the only jobs will be prison guards and black uniformed, unmarked government enforcers. We don't know. We don't know names. They are not wearing the ski mask this evening. The ski masks are missing. Look, he loved Patriot Act 2. Soon the government will have even more tyrannical powers, and it will not matter because a black uniform is fun to put on. Another headline, drunks face drug test as they enter the pub in England. Pub and club revelers face drug tests as soon as they enter the premises. Anyone going into a bar, whether they arouse suspicion or not, will be asked to take a swab test which highlights any drug use. It's nuts. Oh, you want to get in the sports stadium, got to search you. Oh, want to come in the bar, we got to drug test you. Oh, we'll go ahead and arrest you. Go ahead and get you in the system. Oh, you can't own guns now because you got a misdemeanor. They want to change the law from where felons can't own to misdemeanors. They assault criminals. Gestapo tactics at anti-war rallies. Cops show up, what's your name? We can put you in jail for that. Cops hit bars to cite suspected drunks. Judge says Chicago police must stop holding witnesses, denying lawyers. Associated Press reported they've already instituted the Patriot Act for any crime or suspected crime. They just grab you, hold you for a few weeks, don't tell anyone they have you until you confess to anything. Here in Austin, where I live, they have this personal recognizance bond where they go, we'll let you call your lawyer. We're talking for traffic offenses, warrants you haven't paid, tickets you haven't paid. I had friends this has happened to. They didn't pay a speeding ticket, they're arrested. Can I please call my family? Just sign here. And people sign, and it's list all these crimes you've committed, and then you're on probation. I mean, it's just nuts. Then they had a local newscast here in Austin where they go, oh yeah, you're guilty until proven innocent now in Travis County.
Well, the Constitution guarantees that we're all innocent until proven guilty.
But we've learned that in Travis County, that is not always true. Nancy Wilson has a story in this KI Investigates. Nancy.
Well, the Constitution says the purpose of bail is to guarantee someone will show up for court. It also says punishment is reserved for those who have been found guilty by a judge or a jury of our peers. But we found that some people getting out of jail means having to serve the sentence before going to trial. Our right of being innocent until proven guilty is what sparked this KI Investigates.
What bothers me is that we've turned the system upside down right now. It's kind of like an Alice in Wonderland world where we do the sentencing first and then we do the trial later.
Police spy files stir up an uproar in Denver against spying on the people. And over in Australia, you're not allowed to protest the WTO. They're just shutting down the website, saying that might spur someone to rally and get violent. So you can't have a site criticizing the WTO, but it's for your safety. It's part of the democracy. Over in England, they can grab you without committing any crime. You can claim you're mentally ill, Soviet style. There's all sorts of bizarre police abuse cases we see where undercover cops in Detroit, Michigan, were outside a bar. A woman walked out, got in her car. The cop ran up, put her in handcuffs, couldn't get her jacket off her hand. She wasn't even resisting. He's now been fired, but it shows this mentality. He took a pocket knife out and cut one of her fingers off and half severed the other one. I mean, that just takes psychotic force to do that. And then I read these law enforcement magazines like Law Enforcement Technology for 2002, and it says, pull people over. They've got an anti-UN sticker. It says, get us out of the UN, and go ahead and take them into jail. And it says, police chiefs, don't get mad at your officers when they arrest people that have anti-UN stickers. It's safer to go ahead and arrest them. I mean, it's getting nuts. But they need this chilling effect so you don't resist them, because as stuff gets worse, there's going to be more resistance mounting. Louisiana police demand DNA from drivers. They just pull people over and demand their DNA because there's a killer out who's killed 4 people, and we're going to test everybody. You give us DNA or we're going to arrest you right now. Checkpoints on the highway, just getting you used to it. Now they say police can keep all DNA and prints. This is in England and the U.S. Former FBI director says right-wing groups bigger threat than Al-Qaeda. Well, the right-wing groups that are doing bad things are the same as Al-Qaeda. They're all CIA. We've already proven that. In Europe, hacker laws can make protest a crime. The new laws they're passing in this country and Europe say any action on a computer could be considered hacking, and that's life in prison, by the way, a law they just passed. Over in Beijing, they've got all these tattletale tips programs. They've got that now here. Again, we're mirroring communist China. They've used the Patriot Act. They mirrored it in Wisconsin and passed a Patriot Act in Wisconsin at the state level, and they're arresting people who, quote, sue the government or try to depose them. And the state prosecutor, when they arrested Mr. Megritz, who was suing the government, said that's not going to be tolerated. That's paper terrorism. And then they had a city manager in Milwaukee, and when they were trying to do a recall vote on her, she, in the city council session, said, can't we just declare martial law and stop all protest? And they put this in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel like it was normal. I mean, it's just getting so nuts. Congress eases scrutiny of FBI abuses. Now, they don't care if they abuse you. In Texas, no homework at school. Tell it to the judge. They're now arresting and fining parents if the children don't finish their homework assignments. Again, school may grade parents. They've said they'll use the schools to fan out and get total control. Another headline, school cracks down on parents. Tickets issued when students miss mandatory program. Subject to inspection up in Illinois in Belleville, people wake up with housing inspectors armed in private homes, and they will, if you have more than 3 toothbrushes and you're only licensed to have 2 in your home, they have giant fines or arrest you. And they say, we don't need warrants. Story here out of the Tucson Citizen, DUI holiday patrols out for blood. It says they now pull people over en masse at checkpoints and say, we're going to go ahead and take your blood. Imagine in the dark by flashlight jabbing needles in your arm, and it says they did it. Now they're cracking down on homeschooling. Though they have the top test scores, trying to intimidate people into not homeschooling. I mean, it's the Soviet Union. Advertisements in England attacking Bush's intelligence band. I saw this cartoon ad for a new CD and music, and it just showed Bush going, I like this CD, and sticking it in a toaster.
What you've just seen is part 8 of the video entitled Police State 3 Total Enslavement, released by Alex Jones. Please visit Alex Jones's website, Infowars.com. Become more informed concerning this police state that's being formed here in America. And if you was with me at the beginning of this program, I talked about how Walmart took my rights away from me. If there were more people concerned about losing rights as I am, and more people would do what I did and boycott Walmart because of it, Walmart most likely would have a different point of view. Think about that until next time. And until next time, Mel, your sunsets set right. And may the good Lord bless you both, day and night.